final ball in dangerous areas, and he's going to get plenty of opportunities in these final 4 games.
We're off and running at BC Place. Houston in black and orange, and the Whitecaps in there. Scored a penalty, and it was overturned. But an entertaining game nonetheless, and 0-0, which was the first point for Marc Dos Santos, as Houston wins the throw-in here 90 seconds in.
In that game, to put the Whitecaps level where the ball just got away with a bad touch, and another one that comes to mind from his name. We all know him as toss for the national team, but it is Toussaint, as she told us.
The Cayman Islands for the second leg. Ali Adnan to take this throw-in. There's Ricketts. Off of Chirinos, back to Adnan. A little bit of arms all over the shop there with he and Inbox switches play with a good-looking left-footed ball all the way through to Adnan. His first touch is decent. Again, he sidesteps a couple. Olympia alumni. Of course, that's where Chirinos is on loan from. Albert Elise is another one who's on the bench today. Adnan trying to clip it over the top, looking for Reyna. It's going to take an awkward hop in front of Ali.
Sutter both push forward.
Clever from Adnan, who then got pushed over. The Whitecaps carry on.
That injury that he picked up in Portland a little bit, but back from international duty, and he's fit and ready to go here.
Well, he was key in that Jordi Reyna goal against New York City that brought the Whitecaps back as he pinched the Argentine, 23 years of age. And it'll be between both Henry and Cornelius to aim for. It is Inbaum who goes along the deck for Sutter. He tried to lay it down for Reyna, who's in a shooting position. Slips it through beautifully for Ali Adnan. That's a good cut from Adnan. It's blocked away. And the referee calls offside as the man on the far side, the assistant, Jeremy Hansen, raised the flag. But it was very intricate from the training ground there, and the Whitecaps just not able to pull it off.
You always wonder how those set pieces that we saw them try yesterday, how they'll come off. It's all down to the execution in the end, as you see Adnan as well offside there. And it was the layoff in the end from Sutter in a good position that just bobbled too high for Reyna to be able to do anything with it. That's played 351 times in Major League Soccer, knows the league. Very personable guy with the players as well. One of the hardest working players that you can remember from Major.
Lions share of possession through 10 minutes, but still scoreless at BC Place. We have Commissioner Don Garber joining us at half. Presented a check at the halftime portion of today's celebrity matches. Chirinos gives it back to Adnan in full flight. That's just a little too deep. Over and out. 64-36 through 10 minutes.
Now the Whitecaps not generally in that type of position, but Houston content to sit and counter. They're a very transitional team, perhaps not as much as they have been in recent years. Also known for how well they've scored from centers out. McNamara is a good, skillful player as well. And there's the layoff that just gets away there from Ramirez. Generally a little bit better inside the box. The U.S. international played his first caps this year.
Lundqvist into the penalty area and appeals for handball there. Mr. Sabiga waves it off initially, but you know everything's going to get checked upstairs. Lundqvist. Adnan sizing it up, getting there. Reyna beaten to it by Bizama, who's nicknamed La Flecha, the arrow, for his speed. Dark FC game, as he was getting forward often, and the service he was providing was quite good. And that's his job right now until Jake Nerwinski is back. He is on the bench, Nerwinski, but I think they'll want to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, his service was really good. Whizzed it, more dangerous than what Jake Nerwinski generally provides. But defensively, it's the opposite. Nerwinski is stronger in that area.
But it's Ali Adnan in possession. Moved around quite a bit. Sutter played in Switzerland for the bulk of his early years with some of the prominent teams there. Grasshoppers, Young Boys, the two teams in Zurich. As we see Tomas Martinez, the designated player. Still just 24 years of age. Inbaum. Ali Adnan wide open. And you know that Inbaum spotted that. Picks him out beautifully. Cuts to his right foot. This is the right position. Deflection. And it just took the sting off of it. As Alejandro Fuenmayor, I think, got the touch. that saved Joe Willis from having to make more difficult save.
Yeah, lots of space for Adnan on the far side. Inbom has had a couple of really nice switches of play. This one right into the path of Adnan, who can take it down. You know he loves to cut inside. You'd think the defenders would know that too, but he does it so expertly that opens up the shooting opportunity onto his right foot. Not his favored foot, but things like that can happen where balls are deflected, but that deflection takes the sting off the ball and an easy
into the top corner. Now here he is again. And he really sold Jose Bizama. Over the top it goes, looking for Ricketts. Fuemayor straight to Ali Adnan, who managed to just poke it past Manotas. Adnan, great ball. Here he goes. Ali Adnan. Fuemayor over the top, looking for Ramirez. The flag stays down for the moment. Adnan easily won the header. And then on the game's first yellow card, gets it into midfield. Bizama. Ooh, and in goes Ali Adnan again with a firm challenge. Those two have built up a little bit of disliking towards one another.
I get a sense that Ali Adnan doesn't ever want to change the way that he plays. He just needs to be a little careful, especially with someone like Martinez, tricky type player, feisty himself as well, but you know he'll be looking to try to get Adnan sent off.
Cornelius back to have the next generation, though. That's the question, and it's one that will be very important to Canadian fans. As Rose battling away, keeps it alive, finds Adnan. Another nifty effort there that goes off and out, and it went off of Chirinos last. He won't believe this, but they've given it to Houston. Goal to FC Cincinnati, still at the bottom. And 3-3 between Orlando City, who got the goal. Shabilko for Philadelphia as the ball is played off of Adnan, but won't go for a corner. 10 minutes to go till halftime, and Ali Adnan on a yellow card, and his team still scoreless with Houston.
Now, a little bit pedestrian from both teams these last 20. Energy from both groups. Oftentimes we've seen it from the Whitecaps coming out in the second half, but you know they've got 10 minutes here to try to put their imprint on this game and change things now.
Let's check in with Stu Walters, who's eavesdropping along the touchline. Stu?
Thanks, Peter. Yeah, Mark DeSanto's really imploring his players to push up and close
in. I wonder if they would have gone back to look at the Martini. Very fine Italian suit, not surprisingly. And he even joked, he said, Italian fashion, my friend. Russell Tybert with the throw-in.
Very good goalkeeping in the media game for my team as well.
Is that right? I was waiting. I can't believe it took 38 minutes to bring that up. You finally win the throw.
He played in the left back position against the Whitecaps the last time, and
he's really heated up in the expansion talk. How about Chicago leaving Bridgeview and moving back to downtown Chicago and Soldier Field with a new owner? There's just been a lot of developments, new stadiums being built. They really managed to stick handle past the Save the Crew and the Austin situation, as both were saved, really. So lots to talk about with the commissioner at halftime. We hope you stay with us. We'll have some highlights from this game, of course, and scores in the table from around the league. Ali Adnan tumbled over again, and now a yellow card comes out to the Dynamo, and it's Matias Vera who's in the book. And that's what Davy Arnaud thinks of that.
Matias Vera very much reminds me of Matias Laba. Same type of player, destroyer, very good in the challenge. Picks up a yellow card on that occasion, but 91% pass.
Wanted to release his teammates. It's a throw to Ali Adnan. And there's the halftime whistle from Mr. Sabiga. Not really a whole lot of threats on either goal. Zach Dynamo players, a 5 make it. Will it be Reyna? It will be Reyna, straight at the wall, appeals for handball, given, penalty.
Arnaud is not happy, but we've got a good close-up here. And
that's a handball.
He's basically goalkeeped that and held it. I think you have to give it. Yes, it hits the wall.
It's a long stare down for Inbom, but he buries it, and the Whitecaps will play with the lead with 37 minutes left to go.
And you know, Peter, you made a lot of stress on the shooter. There's never any pressure on a keeper in those situations. You can only be the hero. His hands. And he's got his hands in front. It looks to hit both arms. But Inbom Wong puts that to the side. And looking down at the Whitecap bench, the substitutes warming up all got a chance to see the replay. And they were almost laughing about the fact that that was reviewed as they looked up and saw.
Nearing the hour mark. Fifth corner for the Dynamo. And away it goes from Ali Adnan. Miss hit there in full flight against Point Mayor. Can he get there ahead of Boniac Garcia? It's a good step. And then the back pass to Willis all
to showcase himself.
Adnan, great dummy by Roa. Looking for Ramirez. Adnan was back and he got the header to his goalkeeper who will protect the corner. Ramirez went down. It's off the clock here, at least some seconds.
Mentioned the arms that Adnan likes to flail, and you know, by the letter, you want a challenge, you want a physical game, but by the letter, you know, that's an arm across the face there from Adnan.
Could be a yellow card. He's on one at the very least. Here he is again. Henry, Rose, Cadinos. Ball over the top again, looking for Elise, and Adnan has to be careful. Elise got away, and now McMahon tumbles into him, and the referee has none of it. It's a goal kick.
It wasn't his night tonight. As we have one more look at the possible penalty shout here. Does McMath bowl over Elise? Not enough there. Making a penalty as well.
McNamara, and straight into touch. Is the shout from left back Lundqvist. Figueroa, he's going to try one from distance, and Knuckler, it's loose, it's trouble, it's in! Zach McMath spilled. Reyna, back to Ali Adnan. Tried to play it through for Theo Bair, couldn't spin on it. It does fall to Freddie Montero!
You mentioned the tricks from Ali Adnan. Gets inside the area, a little step over there, drags the ball, and then with the right foot puts it into a dangerous area. Good touch there forward from Bair. And those are the types of goals we've seen over the years in MLS from Freddie Montero. And he puts it between the legs of Joe Willis to make it 2-1.
Just switched from left to right foot. So Sabiga blasts the final whistle for the Whitecaps. Freddie Montero scoring a late goal.